Yo, welcome back to Eat, Sleep, Breathe, Hoops with your boy, Nicky P. Y'all know what it is, man. Let's dive into it, man. Let's go over the two head honchos of the NBA for the past, dang near since its existence, I guess. The two eras of power. When you talk about the NBA's evolution from a struggling American sports league in the 80s to a global multi-billion-dollar powerhouse, two names dominate that conversation: David Stern and Adam Silver. Both men held the most influential position in all of basketball, commissioner of the NBA. But they did so in different eras, facing different challenges and shaping the league through distinct leadership philosophies. David Stern was the visionary who built the modern NBA. Adam Silver is the innovator who refined it for the digital age. So the question we explore today: who's been the greater commissioner, David Stern or Adam Silver? Let's dive into the details. Let's get into David Stern first, the architect of globalization. David Stern took over as NBA commissioner on February 1st, 1984, a time when the league was in turmoil. To put it bluntly, the NBA was not what it is today. Games were often broadcast on tape delay. The league had a serious image problem tied to drug use and low attendance. There was no global audience yet. But Stern, a lawyer by training and a marketer by instinct, saw potential. He took over just as the league stars, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and a young Mike, were emerging. Stern recognized that the NBA's future wasn't just about basketball. It was about storytelling, branding, and global expansion. Some of his greatest achievements were turning the NBA into a global brand. He understood the power of individual star marketing. He promoted players as global icons, particularly Michael Jordan, whose partnership with Nike and rise to global fame turned the NBA into a worldwide phenomenon. Stern launched international broadcasts, expanded merchandising, and pushed games overseas. By the late 90s, the NBA wasn't just America's game, it was the world's game. He brought expansion and growth. Under Stern, the NBA expanded from 23 to 30 teams. He introduced franchises like the Raptors, the Vancouver Grizzlies, the Charlotte Hornets, and the Miami Heat, helping the league capture new markets and fan bases. He also oversaw the creation of the WNBA in 1996, expanding the basketball ecosystem. He had the dream team and global influence. Perhaps Stern's biggest stroke of genius came in 1992 when he helped make NBA players eligible for the Olympics. The result was the dream team, something that will never be forgotten. Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and a roster of legends that dominated in Barcelona. This single event changed international basketball forever, inspiring generations of players from Europe, South America, and Asia to pursue the NBA dream. Stern was a genius when it came to television and revenue growth. He secured massive TV deals and sponsorships that boosted the NBA's revenue exponentially. When he took over in '84, the league's revenue was around $165 million. By the time he stepped down in 2014, it was nearly $5 billion annually. But with greatness, he also had his failures, with one of his biggest mistakes being the dress code and image control, trying to basically control young black men. Around 2004-2005, he introduced a strict dress code, essentially requiring players to show up in like suit and ties instead of wearing just what they wanted to wear to the arena when they got ready to go hoop. Many players, particularly black players, which is mainly the majority of the NBA, they felt that was racially motivated. While his intent was to professionalize the league's image, it created resentment and tensions with the players associated, especially when it came to Allen Iverson. He was the spearhead of the league blackballing Allen Iverson, referees making calls against him, basically doing everything against AI because they didn't really like the image they thought he was portraying. And now, fast forward to 2025, because AI went through what he went through against David Stern in the league, all these players could just wear what they want to wear without being policed by, the league officials. The Tim Donaghy scandal was on David Stern's watch as well in '07, which I believe they even have a Netflix special on that. When it was revealed that the NBA referee Tim Donaghy had been betting on games while refereeing them, the league's credibility was shaken to its core. Though Stern handled the fallout effectively, it left a permanent stain on his era and raised questions about integrity within officiating. And not too many people like David Stern's heavy-handed blocking of trade sometimes, and control of certain teams. He was known for his authoritarian leadership. In 2011, he controversially vetoed the Chris Paul trade to the Lakers when the league owned the New Orleans Hornets. Many saw this as an overreach and manipulation of competitive balance. Despite these controversies, Stern's results were undeniable. He took a regional league and turned it into a global empire, a transformation unmatched in professional sports. Now let's dive into Adam Silver's career so far as the commissioner. He was the ultimate modernizer. Adam Silver took over as an NBA commissioner on February 1st, 2014, exactly 30 years after David Stern. Silver had served as Stern's deputy for over 2 decades, so he was able to learn directly under the man who built the modern NBA. Silver inherited a league that was already booming, but his challenge was a bit different. He had to modernize the NBA in the era of technology, social media, player empowerment, and political awareness, and he had to maintain growth while navigating cultural shifts. Let's dive into Adam Silver's greatest achievement so far in the league. He had swift leadership during the Donald Sterling scandal. Just months into his tenure, Silver faced a major crisis when Clippers former owner, Donald Sterling was caught on tape making racist remarks. Silver's decisive response, banning Sterling for life and forcing the sale of the team, earned him immediate respect from players, fans, and the general public. It set the tone for a more transparent, morally conscious NBA, and he embraced player empowerment. Silver has allowed players to have a stronger voice, both in social issues and in their career decisions. Unlike David Stern, who ruled with an iron fist, so to speak, Silver operates more as a collaborator. He supported player activism from Black Lives Matter demonstrations in the bubble to allowing political statements on jerseys. Silver's handling of the NBA bubble and the crisis management when it came to the COVID-19 pandemic was extremely efficient. During 2020, Silver orchestrated the NBA bubble in Orlando, a monumental logistical feat. The league successfully completed the season with 0 COVID cases, setting the global standard for professional sports during the pandemic. It preserved billions in revenue and showed the world that sports could adapt even in a crisis. He was a pioneer when it came to technological and global innovation. Silver has pushed forward digital integration, streaming, social media engagement, and direct fan interaction. The NBA became one of the most digitally accessible leagues in the world under his leadership. He's also prioritized global expansion, particularly in China, Africa, and India, continuing Stern's mission but using modern tools to reach fans all across the world. His innovation when it came to tournament and rules, Silver introduced the play-in tournament and the in-season tournament. I'm not sure if that's, a good thing or a bad thing. I for one, ain't really too big of a fan of it. The play-in the in-season tournament, cool, because that's just part of the normal regular season games. But the play-in tournament, if you ain't doing enough in the regular season to make the playoffs, you shouldn't get an extra chance. That's just how I see it. But both these implementations designed to increase competition and fan engagement, and props to Adam Silver for, attempting to do that in innovative ways. While initially controversial, both have injected new excitement and competitiveness into the regular season, according to some. But after, like I said earlier with Stern, after greatness must come some downfall and failures, or at least during the ride and during the journey. So let's dive into Adam Silver's biggest failures and controversies. Number 1 being the China controversy. In 2019, when Houston Rockets GM Daryl Morey tweeted support for Hong Kong protesters, China suspended NBA broadcasts and partnerships. Silver faced backlash for the cautious handling of the situation, criticized both by China and by those who wanted a stronger defense of free speech. The league lost hundreds of millions in revenue, exposing the complexities of globalization in the modern age. And load management and fan experience hasn't been great under his belt either. Under his watch, load management stars sitting out games for rest when they're healthy enough to play and be out on the court, became a major issue. Fans began paying premium prices only to see marquee players sit on the bench completely healthy. It hurt the league's reputation for consistency and commitment, and Silver has struggled to find a fair balance. I mean, in all honesty, players need to do what they need to do to take care of themselves and get their bodies right in the off-season. so they could sustain an 82-game season, just like everybody used to, just like that was a standard back in the day. Jordan's day, Kobe's day, AI's day. Get your stamina and get your body right to be able to sustain it. But moving on. Another blunder for Silver was the declining regular season interest from fans. While the NBA remains globally strong, domestic TV ratings have fluctuated, with younger fans consuming highlights rather than full games. The league has yet to fully solve this modern viewing problem. Despite these issues, Silver has maintained player trust, global relevance, and financial health, all while navigating cultural and technological revolutions. All right, comparing their tenure and impact. So David Stern was from 1984 to 2014 for a total of 30 years, and Adam Silver 2014 to present, so 11 and counting. Stern's era was about building, taking a fragile product and turning it into a global powerhouse. Silver's era was more about sustaining and evolving, managing a massive global brand in a complex, connected world. That's the macrocosm of a microcosm for the Warriors when it came to Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson was more the David Stern, taking, some potential and morphing it into greatness. And Steve Kerr was more Adam Silver, coming into a, well-oiled ship and just keeping the system running smoothly. Stern's leadership was top-down, firm, and visionary, while Silver's leadership is collaborative, adaptable, and player-centric. While Stern ruled with authority, Silver governs with empathy. The NBA became an international symbol of entertainment, athleticism, and marketing power. Stern's vision led to globalization, a surge in TV revenue, and the rise of superstars as brands. The NBA became a model for player empowerment, social justice awareness, and technological innovation under Silver's watch so far. His flexibility has made the league eons ahead of other leagues when it comes to player empowerment. So can Adam Silver catch or surpass David Stern? If Adam Silver continues his current trajectory for another decade, it's entirely possible that history may view him as equal to or even slightly ahead of Stern in terms of long-term influence. But can somebody who's piggybacking off of something built by somebody else really surpass them if the true innovation came from building it from the ground up? I don't know. Tap into that comment section and let me know. However, Stern has had the harder job. Like I was just talking about, he built something that was dang near bankrupt and about to collapse. Silver inherited that stability and optimized it. In that sense, Stern's challenge was way greater, and so was his impact on shaping what the NBA is today. The objective decision. So who was the greater commissioner? If we define greatness by vision and foundational transformation, then the answer is still David Stern, although the final jury is not out yet, as Silver still has time before he hangs him up. David Stern took a struggling league and turned it into a global juggernaut. Without Stern, there's no modern NBA, no dream team, no global audience, and perhaps no platform for the player empowerment that Silver now champions. But if we define greatness by adaptability, empathy, and modern innovation, then Adam Silver has redefined what leadership looks like in sports, steering the NBA through social upheaval, a pandemic, and a new digital world with grace and intelligence. Ultimately, the verdict is this: David Stern was the greater commissioner, the architect of the NBA's empire. Adam Silver is the perfect successor, the steward evolving Stern's legacy for a new generation. Together, they represent two halves of a legacy that turned basketball into a global culture, a movement, and a business empire. So with that said, I appreciate y'all tapping in. Let me know what y'all think about the two commissioners, whether you liked them, didn't like them, what you think their impact was. Holla at me and let's conversate. And until then, it's your boy Nicky P. This is Eat, Sleep, Breathe, Hoops. And until the next one, peace.